Hello, my soul tribe. Welcome to my channel. I'm Celeste TT Tarot, and this is going to be the birthday reading for Sagittarius. So, for those who are new, welcome, and for those who are returning, welcome back. So, before I begin, I know a lot of people will say that I am a little late, but as I mentioned before, I always go when I'm divinely guided to, and I have to stay obedient. So I am doing my reading. You see Ellie in the video. That is my beta. So these are new additions. So I was hoping that this would bring a level of tranquility. This is They've been he's been a very good sport for me. I gave him some tank mates. You can see them. So just going through some names. We have Meep and Mop. We did have three, but I think that was a little too much for Ellie. So one of them didn't make it. Then we have Beep, Bop, and B. So this would be B. Beep and Bop are behind this leaf over here. They are my corridoras, which are like catfish. This is the one that's really active is Mop. I call it because, as you can see, Mop mops up everything. He found him a piece of beef. So, hi, Mop. And this is Ellie, the one who I got this tank for. Elephant stands for David's Mighty Warrior. That's why I picked the name for him. I was in the pet store and I was walking past trying to get something for my cousin who's a Sag. Her birthday was December 6th, so hey. I have a lot of Saggies in my family, so I love Saggies. My mama's a Sag, December 11th, AA, so AA. So I was in the pet store for my Sag cousin, and as I was walking past, going back and forth, he literally kept looking at me like he's looking at me now, like he honed in on me. His birthday is October 6th, so that makes him a Libra, AA. So, show off, Ellie. Show him your beautiful colors. So since I got him, he's really spread out, gorgeous. He's getting bigger. He was only 2 months when I got him. Now he's going into 3 months as of yesterday. So we can say a big welcome woo woo to Ellie. That's him laying in the leaf or the like fake plant. So my tank is like part plants, real live plants, and part like fake plants. They say for beta tanks you probably should include more natural. So I do have wood in here. I have the almond leaves from their natural environment, and I made him a little house up at the top. You can kind of see the leaf. It's hiding a log, so he likes to go in there and get some relaxation. Right, Ellie? They're very intelligent. He's a Dumbo beta, so he's very responsive to me. He knows who I am, so when I'm here and I come towards the tank, he comes right towards me, hones right in, as you can see. And he loves attention. Right, Ellie? And he loves showing off in Libra fashion, as you can see. Um, so he just went in his little house. That, as you can see, his little flapping, his little wings there. There you go. Like that's where he goes. That's his little hiding space. So he wanted to show y'all his crib. Okay, pimp his crib and see with the light if you can see it a little better. No, it's like glowing. But yeah, you can see it now. That little log there, that's his crib, and I put a leaf on the top of it so like he can. Beta fish, obviously, I didn't know this, but they love resting on like leaves and stuff. So that's where he goes to rest. So enough about that. The song I channeled for you guys was "Fly" by Nicki Minaj, as well as "Pills and Potion." So the part that kept replaying over is "I came to live, to thrive, to conquer, to survive. I came to live, to survive, to prosper, to fly, to fly." And that was her song with Rihanna. And then the other part that kept playing was I kept hearing the drums like do, 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 do. You know what? Let me go get my drum because I'm so extra. And it may be Capricorn season, but like I said, I embody a lot of Sag energy because I marinated in one for not even 9 months, actually. It was 8 months. I came early, so we're gonna do that. Pills and potions, we're overdosing. I'm crazy, but I still love you. Maybe some of you guys are feeling crazy because it's supposed to be angry. Pills and potions, we're overdosing. Can't stand it, but I still love you. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. They could never make me hate you, even though that you doing wasn't grateful. Okay. Let's start with the reading. So we're gonna get the lie detector, okay? So maybe some of you guys are going through that. So we're gonna pull in Saggy fashion. I usually do my spread, but because you guys in the year, you can say you in the man's made calendar year. You actually don't in the zodiac year. Who is that is Pisces, so that could be why I channeled that fly song. Maybe it's time for some of you guys to fly. So yeah, we're gonna do one on this side and the top on this side. Okay, and then I'm being tasked. So that is the lie detector truth cards. Maybe some of you guys could be going through that, so I'll read them both. We also have the messages from the soul. They are all flipped all over the place. And I'm not gonna look at them, but whatever is flipped over, I will go from that first. And as you can see, whatever pops out, I'm gonna just kind of go with that. So these popped out here. Some of them are flipped over, some of them are not. That's gonna stay here. That's gonna stay here. All right. And then the last one we're gonna do is the Earth Warriors, okay? Because I feel like Saggy energy embodies a lot of that angelic warrior energy, but you have to be careful because when it comes to reading your own emotions, like Saggies get they get the reputation for being like go with the flow, for being cool down with everything, the like riders, but you have to remember, like, are you riding for you, right? At the end of the day, like, you can ride for everybody, they mama, they daddy, whoever else. You can ride for your family. They tend to be pretty family oriented, but at the end of the day, like, what about you? Like, a lot of the times you can forget yourself in this whole spiel, and that's not healthy, right? You have to have a healthy balance. That's what temperance energy is. Just like Libra energy, right? They both have that sort of angelic type of balance, because justice and temperance, you can only be tempered when things are fair and when things are balanced. If it's not fair and it's not balanced, it's not gonna feel equal, right? So I covered up all the cards that had the messages that was exposed, so that way I could kind of go with what I want. As you can see, the tables covered here with just purple cards, which were the Earth Warrior cards. So we're going to start at either end. So I'm going to start with the right hand. So on the right hand, it says here, your boss is using you for your intellect and workhorse attitude. They don't appreciate your hustle, as you can see. And your boss is seeing you put your head down and keep doing you. Okay, so the truth versus the lie. Right now, the one that's up is your boss using you. So some of you guys could be getting taken advantage of at work. You really, really, really do need to reevaluate if that's the case, but you take whatever resonates. If you feel like your boss is recognizing your work and your contribution, then that would be what's your truth. These truth and lie cards are like, it says the lie detector says that is a lie or that's the truth. These truth and lie cards are just kind of like what are the areas. So on the right hand, you could be feeling either taken advantage of or seen. And it says, I cannot listen to your voice. It affects my soul. Dark confessions of the soul messages. So some of you guys may be having a hard time taking constructive criticism, or you feel like there is criticism being thrown your way, but it's unwarranted. And in reverse was Mama Kila. Mandala of the Moon, card number 35, which card number 3 is the Empress card, Libra or Taurus energy in reverse, and card number 5 is the Hierophant, Taurus energy in reverse. I am not taking these Earth Warrior cards in reverse, but it did come out in reverse. So that could indicate either that you're not tapping into yourself, and that's why you're not being recognized, and that's why it's hard to accept that, because you're not listening. You're not listening to your higher self. That's why it's affecting your soul. And or if you are listening, then you are in alignment, and then your work is being seen and recognized. Okay, so you take whichever one of those that resonates. This appears to be something involving work. And it could be involving constructive criticism, the type of work you do. I don't know, but I'm just reading the message as they come. Card number 35. So we could talk about appreciation on the right hand. So reevaluate your appreciation. Card number 35 for the Earth Warrior says, I, the Lunar Mother, bring you my mandala of the moon to manifest through the law of magnetic attraction. My mandala is the secret portal through which your dreams, intentions, and visions shall pass into the wholeness of being, which is that moon card on there, which is Pisces energy, also Cancer, you can say, and there's also Scorpio. So the water signs kind of embody that moon card as well. From the realm of inspiration into the world of form on earth, there is no need for doubt or concern, for even the appearance of delay signifies that divine feminine mystery is at work, with timing unfolding according to a higher loving wisdom. Trust that a falling away is meant to be. Have faith in the new divine works being born. So it talks about having faith, releasing what no longer serves you, listening to your higher self. Okay. No matter how much it hurts, because some people are meant to leave your life no matter how hard you try to hold on to them, for good reason, and some people are meant to be there. You have to be open-minded and listening to your discernment to make that consensus, because there are some people where, appearances can fool you, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. So use your ultimate wisdom. You've been down the mulberry bush before, so it's like, how many times do you want to keep spinning the block? If you know, you know. On the left hand, we have here, their parenting skills are itty. How they act in public is just a show. Something else happens behind closed doors, and they are a great parent to their child and are trying their best. Okay, so that is the truth versus the lie. You take whatever resonates. Okay. Good parenting involves living by example. It also involves being present. It involves being active. It involves also teaching boundaries. It also involves consequences for actions. It involves follow through. So there's way more to the whether or not someone's a great parent. Just feeding into a child's wants and needs whenever is not great parenting. It actually teaches enabling, and it teaches a level of selfishness and self-centeredness, that you want to have a good balance on that. You don't want your child thinking the world revolves around them, because the world's going to teach them a very hard lesson. Okay, and the Dark Confessions of the Soul message is, I was afraid that you would reject me if I shared my feelings to you. So some of you guys could be holding your feelings on, trying to avoid rejection by speaking on someone's parenting skills. This could be you hearing someone's sharing their feelings on parenting skills to you, and vice versa. In reverse is card number 33, Intakana, and it says child of the light. Okay, in reverse. Some of you guys, by enabling, and I'm going to cover that because the woman on that card is kind of naked, so she's like going through a transformation. As I mentioned, I'm not taking these cards in reverse, right? So there's a butterfly there. It's a very beautiful card. I'm going to cover it up so you can kind of see here. But literally, it's a woman going through a transformation, clearing out her inner child wounds, and it mentions child of the light. So I'm going to read that. Card number 33. Card number 3, once again, is the Empress. It is Libra and Taurus energy twice, okay? That would be for the tarot spread, which I feel like you guys don't need it. What you guys need was these messages. I picked these cards out like a couple of days ago, but it just wasn't time. On top of that, I feel the need to tell you, like, I was going through a sickness, so I knew it definitely wasn't time, because there's no way you're going to be reading some cards while you're sick. Like, Sag energy is very, like, active, adventurous, on the go, open. That they have that, embody that childlike innocence, that childlike naivety. But you have to be careful, because you can also, in reverse, they can use that to manipulate. They can use that to overstep boundaries. They can use that to try to force situations that are not for anyone's highest good. So there's a divine light that does not cast a shadow, nor does it cast judgment, even though it reveals truth. A truth that is sometimes hard to acknowledge and requires that we change our ways. True divine light is healing, it is unifying, it brings hope and illuminates the way. Other sources of light exist on this planet that are not so pure nor so helpful. Those sources of light may appear stunningly bright, yet in effect create separation and increased ego. You can recognize genuine divine presence not by how dazzling it may appear at first, but by what your devotion to that divine light evokes in your heart and your world. And that's what I meant about enabling when it comes to children. You don't want them to get self-centered to where they operate in ego and they think everybody operates at the whim of them, because in the end, when you can't do it or when you can't perform, then they will completely discard you, because for them it's black and white. It's literally either you can do what I want you to do when I want you to do it, or you can't, right? And then when you can't, you're no longer the favored parent, or you're no longer the favored in their world. It creates narcissism. So you have to be careful, because that will destroy a child's light. If it's your child, you want to be careful not allowing them to sit in that type of ego-based energy. You want to create a balance. So it's okay to tell them no sometimes. Actually, it's okay to tell them no a lot of the times, because they need to learn that you have to work for whatever it is you believe that you're entitled to. Next we are gonna go to, let's start off at the left on this side. We have, they regret walking away from you, but they're having a hard time returning. They don't regret walking away from you. It's time to move on from them and live your life. Okay, so you know which one this resonates with. If somebody walked away, whether they regret it, and whether or not they're truly trying to return or not return. The dark messages from the soul is, I'm afraid that your feelings for me are not mutual. And 27, Pono Pono, immeasurable power of the heart way is in reverse, but I am not taking any of these in reverse. As I mentioned, card number 2 is the High Priestess energy, Pisces, and card number 7 is Cancer energy, Chariot. Okay, so you could be dealing in any one of those signs. Once again, there's that Moon card that I mentioned embodies both of those water signs, so you could take it however it resonates. We're going to read that card. It's very beautiful in the Earth Warriors. Card number 27 is, let's see, look at Ellie. Hey Ellie. Immeasurable power of the heart way. The heart has the power to heal in a way that the mind cannot understand. Do not allow your mind to distract or frighten you. You are a beautiful child of the universe, and divine love lives within your heart. A willing heart is all you need to transform any situation that is troubling you. Recognizing this power does not evoke feelings of pressure or anxiety, but of peace and joy. Lightness of heart and relief of mind are here for you now. So this situation could be working itself out in your highest good, whether you know it or not. It's always important to live in the light and with heart, meaning in truth and wisdom and clarity, and guidance. At least that's how my heart understands it. We all have different Venus signs, so you might need to investigate yours and get to know yourself a little bit better, and I think that would definitely help. Okay, at the top right hand we have, you'll get that promotion, but what do you need to sacrifice for it? And that promotion they promise you, it ain't happening, boo. So this, once again, on the right is about work. I'm seeing, and in reverse, the dark soul message was, I feel abandoned by you and it is triggering my childhood traumas. That's in reverse. So maybe this isn't triggering childhood traumas one way or the other when it comes to not getting a promotion. Maybe it is. You would know how this resonates in card number 43. Card number 4, Emperor, Aries energy. Card number 3, once again, Empress energy. There's a lot of that. Both of those are in reverse. For the Viracola honor the light, okay? So maybe some of you guys are dealing with a masculine figure and or a feminine figure that did not honor the light. And if that's the case, you have healed those childhood traumas that triggered you to be connected to that person, and you are not interested in getting promoted into the darkness, and you are willing to break those karmic demonic contracts and step into the light, and or vice versa. You take it however you resonate. If you want to go in the dark, that's your prerogative. There are consequences that flow from that, so just be mindful. I would not advise it, but at the same time, I don't make decisions for anybody. I'm just here to give you the message. You are a light bearer. Your sole purpose is to redress the presence of darkness on this planet through shining the light. You are meant to do this in ways that feel most uplifting to you. What brings brightness to your spirit? Do those things. How can you create a loving legacy to remind others of the light? Exploring and expressing the light in ways that remind others to seek light is also a way to fulfill your divine destiny. Your light is powerful. Use it. So it's like walking in your purpose, being about it, what you say you're about, not just saying one thing and then people are looking into your life and you're doing a completely other thing. Like if you're an empowered woman, be an empowered woman. Don't say you're an empowered woman just to get views or just to get by, and then people see your private life and you're getting 2 or 3 piece combo. That's not an empowered woman. That's fake. Okay, and it's not going to get you anywhere. Same thing for a man. Don't say you're an empowered man and you are teaching other men and you know the lifestyle that comes with them getting wrapped up with like karmic females who will try to pressure you or encourage you or persuade you to do things that you know could land you in prison because they're about fast money, and then you do those, you get locked up or whatever, but you're telling all these other men, yeah, don't do that, but that's what you got at home. So you have to understand that when you're passing the message, you have to walk in that light. Otherwise, people, that's called hypocrisy, is blasphemy. But that's just for me and the Most High. That's just me calling it out. The Most High and His Son is gonna judge Yahshua. So that's up to you how you wanna, because you step up there, them books of lives are gonna be open, everything's coming out. So you either want it coming out by your own mouth so that it could be forgiven and blotted out, or you want it out. So it's up to you. On the right bottom, it says their love is true and real. It doesn't get better than this. They promise you till death do you part. They are plotting on how to get rid of you. Okay, so that's what I meant about that toxic relationship, that thin line between love and hate. That, oh, I love you so much, but then why you putting your hands on me? So it reminds me of that movie Enough. Jennifer Lopez played in it. She's a Leo, I believe. So her talks about standing your ground. That Leo energy is definitely like standing your ground, blocking that out. But Sag has that 9 of Wands, like guarding yourself, like trying to press for the truth. Being very defensive, but defensive can be in a good way. If you're defensive because you're standing in the area of light, then that's a good defensive. You're defensive because you're trying to cover up stuff, cover up your secrets. That's not good, because eventually the truth is gonna come out. It says, I am finally seeing my worth, yet I still feel unworthy of your love. So you still have more healing to do, which is good. You don't need to feel unworthy of anybody. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so we have 23, Abuela Medicina, remedy of the grandmothers. That's in reverse, so that would be card number 2, High Priestess, and card number 3, the Empress card. Since I'm seeing a lot of Libra energy and Taurus energy, the song that that's starting to channel through, even though we're in Sagittarius reading, is "Rolling in the Deep" by Adele. I believe she's a Taurus. And then Ashanti, Rain on Me, is channeling in right now. So first started, the one that's coming through the strongest is Ashanti song. I'm looking in the mirror at this woman down and out. She's internally dying and know this was not what love's about. I don't want to be this woman the second time around. See, I made up my mind about wasting my time. Ain't nothing gonna keep me around. Over and over I try, and over you lie, and over I cry, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Over and over I try, and over you lie, and over I die. Yeah, I don't know why. Ooh, rain on me, Lord, would you take this pain from me? So that song, if you look at the video for that song, she was in an abusive relationship and she kept going back. That's an example of a karmic toxic relationship where you're so drawn to somebody, but it's because they trigger your childhood traumas and wounds of abandonment, of rejection. You have to heal those and know that you're worthy regardless of this person. So that flipping the abuela medicina, that will contribute to that. We're gonna read that card. And then I'm going to go into the other message. And I love you guys' energy because you could just breeze through it. Even though it's some very deep topics, that just kind of goes towards that lighthearted, childlike energy that Sagittarius embody. But y'all can get really deep. It's like, but you only going to do that with people you know, people you really, really rock with, that you know really, really rock with you. Everybody else, you're going to be surface level. And they get the reputation for being surface level, but your people, like you're gonna it's gonna resonate. You're gonna take the message, as hard as it is, or hard as a pill to swallow. You may even pressure some of your people to like give it to you real. A lot of the Sagittarius I know, like me and my mom, we can agree to disagree, right? She has a lot of that lighthearted energy, but me and her can go very deep. I always push my mom to go deeper than that, and when we go deep, we get closer because she understands, she hears, and she absorbs what I'm saying, and then in the future, her actions will show whether or not she actually comprehended and can act on the information I give her. Because a lot of the times, just like I said, Sagittarius can go hard for family, but I'm like, sometimes you forget that everyone that you're going hard against or with is family. So how are you making the choice who to rep for and who not to rep for? And that could be causing some hurt feelings, some heart feelings, and some feelings of betrayal because you're repping for a family member against another family member. So that family member who you're coming against is like, well, am I family? You know, me and my mom had a disagreement on that kind of point, and it's like, well, I'm family too. So keep that same energy, you know. So some of you guys, maybe you needed to hear that. It said, believe in the formidable power of healing, of the transformation it can provide for all aspects of your being and your life. Medicine comes from spirit in many forms to facilitate healing of body, mind, and soul, whether it is the correction of unhelpful habits of thought, guidance for practical steps to resolve a physical imbalance, or deep soul healing that frees you into the fulfillment of your divine potential. There is no limit to what can be healed through grace. A current of divine healing is flowing to you and through you now. Open yourself to participate in the beautiful healing transformation. So some of you guys are transforming, as it's said here. Some of you guys may not be. So we're going to go top left, which would be the left brain. We already did the right brain. So they have a history of mental illness that they are hiding for you. Check their medicine cabinet. They're seeing a therapist for their issues. They don't want you to become concerned with their personal issues. So if somebody's going through a personal healing phase, the best bet is to let them do so. If you go in to block it, you will get the brunt end of that traumatic dump. Because as they're clearing everything out, if you're in the way because you're trying to block their healing, or if your intention is good, trying to help them with the healing, you're gonna get a lot of that waste. And so that's not what you want, and then you're going to end up cleaning everything up, and it may not come out the way you wanted to after you're done helping them with the cleanup process. Dark confessions of the soul. I feel empty and hollow inside. I can't open up right now. Okay, so if somebody is like tired, worn out, at their last resort, you may want to give them time, space, so that they can clear their mind, clear their energy. They say absence make the heart grow fonder. It's only because it allows somebody time to reevaluate things in their life. If you don't give them that time and that space, like I said, you will get the brunt end, and then you have a lot of like that clinginess is cringy, and you'll get a lot of like the backlash, okay? And that's not what you want. Card number 44 in reverse. I don't know why these cards are coming out in reverse. The deck was upright, but White Buffalo Woman. It says hopeful heart, see her sign. Okay? Hopeful heart, see her sign. That card is beautiful. As I mentioned, I am not taking those in the reverse, but I will read it just in case. So you could think of Emperor in reverse trying to force a situation. Somebody's very hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious, for no, like a rebel without a cause. The Emperor's actually wearing no clothes but refuse to admit it. That type of energy is not helpful, because you can only grow when you're open-minded, and to lead an empire you have to be willing to take counsel with wise individual. Every emperor or king in the Bible, if you're a Bible thumper or if you're a religious person, had counsel. They had wise men. Some of them had sorcerers and magicians. And at the end of the day, the ones who could actually act upon what they were called to do are the ones whose counsel was taken. Have hope, for you are pure of heart. And White Buffalo Woman appears as a divine sign of rebirth and harmony. She is the way shower who lives as one with the Great Spirit. She teaches the practices that will free and empower us all. She heralds the birth of the divine upon a new earth. You will hold in her heart, and you will recognize her beautiful grace of spirit in your own. So you have to be pure of heart. If you are not pure of heart, you cannot expect that you're going to birth a divine grace, divine child, a light child, or a starseed in this earth because you are engaging in a toxic relationship. Maybe that probably could have been the case back in the day, but at the end of the day, every child makes a decision one way or the other which path they're going to follow. You can't make that decision for your child, and we have seen the culmination of a lot of that in today's time. You can take a horse to the water, you can't make them drink it. Okay, so that's a lot of wisdom and tips and old school sayings from my culture that I'm passing to you, whoever you are, from wherever walk of life. So on the bottom left, we have here, which would be the left leg, your movement forward. The job market has been tough on them. They are hustling, applying, however, they need to keep pushing through until they get something that aligns with them. They said they are applying to multiple jobs or positions. They are just waiting on your check and how they can spend it. And dark confessional. So I feel unworthy of having love in my life. I feel miserable and lost. That will create misery and loss if somebody is just using you for finances. Nobody wants to be used. So if you're doing that to somebody else, or if they're doing that to you, then that's not an aligned divine relationship. It's a toxic karmic cycle and a karmic contract, and you are not put here on earth to take care of a grown individual. Nobody, including kids. People have kicked their kids off of paychecks. Okay, they have kicked their kids off of the teat. So if you got a grown person thinking that they're gonna live off of you or so, you might need to exercise that and be like, hey, enough is enough, because they're never going to learn their lesson. You're always standing in the way of them catching their karma, or actually learning to be appreciative. Okay, and I ain't necessarily saying go in there in your crib and throw your kid out in the street. No, but you have to start. My suggestion would be start off by putting in a game plan. Give them maybe a 6 month, 3 month, I don't know what your situation and plan. By month 1, I need to see this much in your account. You need to present it to me. By month 2, I need to see, your account again. And then by month 3, we're going to apply for housing applications or apartments or rents or things like that. And then in the 2 months, we will see which ones you get approved for. Maybe if we got to work on your credit, we'll see what any issues are, and we'll come up with a plan for that. And then by month 6 or more, maybe up to a year, you'll be moving out, right? So, just seeing like, what are their spending habits? What are they wasting money on? And it's with everybody. So it's like, give grace and be like, hey, let's work on it. I'm not saying go there, kick your kid out unless you've already tried some kind of plan and it didn't work and they're taking advantage. And now you just spent up your birthday money, so now you miserable and lost. You could have had your birthday money if you actually looked at the applications and they presented you proof, right? You can't sit there in delusion like, well, they said, okay, well, they said whatever, but what did they show you? Did you see it? Right? So, 29 Nena Buluku, she rests to create. So that one is in reverse, but as I mentioned, we're not taking those. So some of you guys are not getting rest, and that's probably why that miserable and lost card came out. I do not like this for you for your birthday, but it is after your birthday season, so hopefully this all has passed. This message came in for your birthday season. I want you guys to be high energy, so a lot of these messages have been coming out in the next sign season, which is my season, a Capricorn season. But I don't want people in your business. So it looks like the readings have been coming out afterwards, and you could say they're late, but do you really want people to be like, oh, Saggies are lost and miserable for their birthday? No, it's like after your birthday season, you could be tight on funds, and that's okay. So we're gonna help you climb up out of it for as we get towards the closing of the actual zodiacal astrological year, which is Pisces. Okay. Your energy is a precious resource, and there are ways of being that can enhance, amplify, and replenish it. Give yourself sufficient rest, and you shall find the way for more effortless. Explore the lifestyle that grows your inner resources rather than requiring constant exertion and exhaustion to accomplish your endless list of external pursuits. Ten of Wands energy. You need this shift in being now because you are ready to accomplish more. For this to take place, there needs to be less effort and more wisdom. Trust and value what can be achieved through rest. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, so maybe shifting out some of those responsibilities. So that way you're not overcompensating or waxing yourself out. Okay. Last but not least, we are gonna look at on the right. No, this is the left hand. On the left hand. So on the left hand, they said they're over it, but they are revengeful. They are over it and have moved on apparently. Already, I'm sorry. My pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too. That's in reverse. So somebody has healed their pride and ego childhood wounds. They're no longer trying to come at you with revenge. And in reverse is also card number 3, Totemic Puma Power Awakening. In reverse, I'm not taking that in reverse. So I'm gonna read that. That says, I am Puma with you. I awaken the vigorous energy, for fierce power, and ability to act without hesitation when the moment is right. That'll be that Knight of Wands energy. My patience and strategy, my preparation and precision, my fearlessness and decisiveness are now your own. Allow my sacred medicine to fill your soul and bring courage to your heart. You have come into your power. Okay, so stepping into your power. Once again, card number 3 is it's a lot of 3s and 4s on this deck. So maybe some of you guys are becoming or trying to become aligned with a divine partner. You have to be able to see that divinity within yourself and use that wisdom, or else you're going to keep attracting the same spirits in a different body. As you can see, I've cleansed myself. About to get my hair done for my birthday. I'm leaving out of the country. So this was your message. These cards and these cards were the bottom and the top of the deck. So these are the overall spreads, okay, the overall messages. But the last thing I was channeling was that Rolling in the Deep song. Of course, I'm not gonna forget that because I can hear some Saggies like, excuse me, I want to hear my Rolling in the Deep song. What is wrong with you? Okay, so the part of that song that I was channeling is the part where it's just the rolling in the deep part. It's just that rolling in the deep. And that's the only part that I kept hearing. So unfortunately, I would love to sing the whole song, but that's not even channeling through. The only part that's channeling through is the rolling in the deep. So if some of you guys feel like you are rolling in the deep, and a lot of these dark confession cards, I love them because they get to the bottom of it. And I feel like with Saggies, people can be a lot surface level. But I'm going to tell you the truth always and forever, because I got a lot of Saggies, like a lot of I got my mama, my uncle, I got a great aunt, I got a couple of cousins. So it's like that. is what I grew up with, that fire energy, everybody on the move, that, like excitement, activity. But at the same time, it can be understandably and honestly very surface level. So it's like, yeah, the we all show up, the family events and stuff, but like, what are we really talking about? What are we really teaching to the kids? What are we really, what family conversations, like, oh, steer away from all of that. But at the same time, it's not being addressed, and all it's doing is building up like resentment and stuff. So, I'm always gonna speak the truth. But yeah, the only part that I hear from that song is Rolling in the Deep. And another song that just channeled through, I don't even know the name, but it is from Adele. Something about turning pages. And that's crazy because I love her. I know all her songs when I'm not channeling or reading, but this one, all I can hear is the turning pages part. And that's it. Like, the rest of it's blank. And then I hear Rolling in a Deep part, and the rest of it's blank. But I guarantee you, I get right out of the reading, and I'll be singing the whole song lyrics from top to bottom. That's crazy. That's how you know. Trying to see if I channeling anything else. Happy, I believe it is, by Ashanti's coming through. Boy, you fill me with so much joy. You take, you give, whatever it is I need. My love, here to stay, will never leave. And I'm glad you fell in love with me. My love is so real that I wouldn't be without you, babe. Couldn't see me without you, baby. My love is so real that I couldn't be without you, babe. You couldn't see me without you, babe. Oh, my love, I've been searching for you every day. So glad that I found you, boy. Love, I've been dealing for you every day. I'm so happy, baby. I don't think she said dealing. So if some of y'all are dealing and that's why you miserable and lost, you might want to stop that because you're being used. Somebody who love you would never put you out there in the front line where you could get locked up. That's not love. That person's setting you up, and it is a way bad when they no longer need you. They can get rid of you. So you want to be careful of that because you're just a front person, and of course they're gonna love bomb you because you're a front person, guy or girl. And I've seen both. Yeah. So just to end this out, I hope this message helps you. And I will see you guys soon. Bye. And you saw Ellie, he loves that. He loved that Ashanti. I also got Neeks here. So that is possible why a lot of like Libra energies popping out. I got 2 Libras right here, right next to me. But we are doing Sagittarius reading. Look at me, I keep talking. That's that Sag energy. It's like, what's the next thing? And another thing, and another point, and another thing. It can be exhausting, but at the same time, it's very beautiful. I cherish that energy. I loved, being within that energy, being surrounded by that energy. And my mother, her womb, even though it was a little restrictive, my mother was very young when she had me, and when she was pregnant, she was 17. I love her dearly, and I love the fact that she was able to walk away. So if that did come out in the cards, if some of you guys are struggling with that, I'm not telling you to walk away or leave your partner or whatever the case, but I'm saying for those of you who are at that point, my mom did it. She's a Sag, and I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. I wouldn't be successful who I am if my mom didn't live by example. I'm gonna tell you that as a daughter, like, you look to your mom for like, how do I conduct myself as a woman, as a lady in this world. And if you're not getting that example, you can be at risk of repeating those same habits and patterns. My mom always preached to me to do better than her, and so I did. I didn't get pregnant at 17. I actually still don't have kids. Some people can say, oh, well, that was a stunt in your growth or your development because you should have kids. But a lot of people have kids for the sake of having kids, not necessarily for the sake of contributing to the earth or actually having stability to take care of kids. So it's a form of worshiping children, and you shouldn't do, because then you create these terrors, and these kids are gonna be defaulted to choose demonic paths because they didn't have anyone to teach them like actions cause consequence, and so the world's gonna teach them. And I think that should be my last point. So go play that Nicki Minaj Anaconda so y'all can get y'all swag back, okay? Dance around your crib. Be over it, okay? Like, my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, huh? You know, like, get work on your body, you know, like, get your energy back. For my Sag guys, like, Trey Songz, I believe he's a Sag, you know, I believe DMX is a Sag, so maybe some of you guys want to scream it out, you know, like, do what you gotta do, but you know, at the end of the day, like, it's your birthday season. It's still here. It's your time. Like, and if you're struggling during Capricorn season, that's because it's a clearing out. Capricorns are karma and dharma. They're the devil card. As I say, based on what the world has come to know, the Most High Son, Yahshua, which they call Jesus Christ, would have been a Capricorn based on their own worldwide recognition of his birthday. So if you're going to put that energy out there, keep that same energy. He's a Capricorn. So it's about clearing that out. He cleared out legions of demons out of people. That's why they call him the devil card. The devil honestly followed him everywhere, and he cleared the devil out because the devil knew he was the only one that was in tune with his higher self and who could expel the devil based on grace and faith and his divine light and his power alone. So maybe some of you guys need to work on that, because he also works with the angels. And you guys are seen as that angelic light energy, that balanced energy, that temperance energy, that patience when you want to. So learn how to temper your action-oriented nature, your childlike nature, with not just being impulsive and not just being aggressive, or not just coming at things feeling like you gotta like go full force ahead like that dark horse. But like, make it a light horse and be like, okay, let's get this cleared up so like I can move on to the next and the next point and the next path and the next wave, okay? And you shouldn't just be jumping on every wave, but you definitely want to jump on high vibrational waves that make you feel good, okay? That contribute to worldwide enlightenment, awakening, and light. Okay? That's your message. Love you guys.